To change the filter in the dispenser, you open the bottom of the system, turn off the red valve on top of the filter canister. Open the valve partway up on top, like you're going to fill a bottle, and that'll release the pressure out of the system. Then you can screw the filter housing off easily. When you take your filter off, you can inspect the filter itself, make sure it still should look clean like a brand new filter when you take it out. Set the filter down in the drip tray because it'll drip some water out. Hold the O-ring and dump the water in the bottom of the sump pan and it'll pump out. Inspect the O-ring and make sure that it's in the right position, that your filter housing's clean. You can also put a little Clorox in and rinse the filter housing out just to make sure that it's sanitized. Put some new gloves on after you take the old filter out. Open the filter and put it down in the housing. You can thread the housing back onto the filter cap. It should thread on real easily, clear until the O-ring bottoms out, and then just tighten a little bit by hand. You should not need a filter wrench for this unit. Turn your water on about a quarter of the way, and then also open your flow valve on top halfway. This will let the air out of the new filter bleed out. After the air's bled out, you can open your valve the rest of the way in the bottom and let about 10 gallons of water run through the new filter to make sure that it's flushed out properly. Then you can turn off your valve. In the bottom, you may have some water in the drip pan. You can take out your little nipple and that will allow the water to drain down into the sump. After that's drained down, you can take a towel and wipe it out, clean it, make sure it's nice and sanitized. Put your nipple back in. If the machine has a leak inside, it'll go into this drip pan and fill up and raise this little trigger switch in the back. That way the computer will notify us if there's a leak. At this time you can also put some chlorine down in the sump. You can scrub the sump with a light duty brush. Scrub the switches also very carefully. This will keep any debris off the switches and they'll be able to operate properly. After the chlorine's in there for about 5 minutes, you can turn on the water and flush out about 5 or 10 gallons through. This will get all the chlorine out of the machine so it doesn't smell like chlorine. Be sure to replace the door. Call the 800 number if you have any questions.